Welcome to the latest edition of your current math class. Today we're going to learn about the parts of coordinate planes. We're also going to do a little review on graphing points when we give you an ordered pair. We're going to help you identify a point on a graph given specific criteria. And we're going to identify the quadrants for a point on a graph. So let's get started. I'm not going to read this to you. I'm just going to let you do it yourself because René Descartes is an interesting man who lived a long time ago, and he's the one that created the Cartesian plane, as you can see in the blue down below, which is also our coordinate plane. Okay, so read about him. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so now that you've read a little bit about the man who created all this stuff we're about to learn, I would like you to enjoy a video. Now make sure as you watch this little thing you pay attention because there's questions, of course, questions. Okay, question number 1. You heard them singing something, then something, yeah, something, then something. What did they sing? Okay, and the next question here, which way does X go? Now, which way does Y go? Hopefully you got X right, and you'll get Y right too. Last question. What did they call the center of the graph? All right, now that you've had a little introduction, let's talk about these different parts. And let me get my pointer here. Here we go, laser pointer, woohoo! All right, so something that they talked about in the video was the y-axis and the x-axis. I usually say x first, so that's what confused me here. So this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. The center is called the origin. If you think about it, the position is 0, 0. And so it starts with O's, which are the origin. So that'll help you remember. When you graph an ordered pair, you always use parentheses. See that? Very, very important. Comma, right there. All right, these are the coordinates that are inside here. Okay, this is the actual graph right there. That's where it's located. Now you will specify the X and then the Y. All right, so this is nice and easy alphabetically. Now this says it's called the graph of an equation. This is a straight line, okay? And we call this a graph of an equation. And sometime in the next few lessons, before this unit is over, we're going to learn about how to come up with these things and what kind of equations create these lines. But for now, just understand that that is called the graph of an equation. Now, our graph is broken up into 4 parts. And notice it goes in this direction. Quadrant 1 is right here. Everything in quadrant 1 is positive, both the x's and the y's. Okay, they're both positive. We go in a counterclockwise direction. And notice how it changes. On the left, the x's are always negative, and the y's in this quadrant are always positive. So y, when we go up, is positive. Now for x's, when we go to the right, it's always positive. When we go down, y's become negative, and we go to the left, x's become negative. So notice down here in quadrant 3, we have a negative and a negative. Both of them are negatives. This is very important for you to remember. Memorize this, okay? Quadrant 4 over here. Notice when quadrant 4, we're going to the right, so x is positive, but we're going down, so y is negative. Get out your math notebook, write this stuff down. Very, very important. Okay, so I've combined those last 2 slides and added a little bit more. And as you can see, I've got our quadrants and our pluses and our minuses where they all belong, okay? In case you're wondering too, these are Roman numerals. That is the way that the quadrants are usually designated, okay? This is a 4, all right? Now, I want to show you something that I've added. This is called the y-intercept, and this is called the x-intercept. These are going to become very, very important things to us very, very soon. And so I wanted to introduce the idea of an intercept. If you think about football, the interception is where the runner, or whatever he's called, grabs that football, and he intercepts them and grabs it and makes contact with it and holds on to it. It's where he crosses that ball going through the air, and he crosses it and he intercepts it and keeps it from the other team, right? But here, when we intercept something else, we are actually meeting it. So right here, where it crosses the y-axis, it's called the y-intercept. Where it crosses the x-axis, it's called the x-intercept. Pretty simple concept, but keep it very much in mind. It's very, very important, especially as we go on, as we graph lots of things. Okay, so here's another question for you. Is this point graphed correctly? Right there, that one right there. Okay, new point down here. Is this one graphed correctly? What do you think? Now, can you remember, where is quadrant 4? A, B, C, or D? Last question. In which quadrant would you expect to see that coordinate point? -5, -3. Where would we see that? Well, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a lesson. And make sure you practice these things so that you get them down. Make sure you've written them in your notebook. Very, very important. Well, until next time, have a great day.